Now, we all know that the base game in Celeste is pretty easy, which is why to add some sort of a challenge, I've attempted beating the game with hiccups, or while avoiding touching snow, or even without being able to see. But that got me thinking, what are some other restrictions I can add to make the game more difficult and force me to think outside the box? And that's when I had the thought, this metal stuff seems pretty pointless, so like, what if I just don't touch it? So yeah, that's the question I'll be answering today. Is it possible to beat Celeste without touching metal? Let's find out. If I'm being honest, I was having a hard time coming up with a cool name and ended up settling with Medeline. My family's sleeping right now, which is why I'm talking so freaking quiet. But hold on, because it's time for the tutorial, which fortunately for me did not have any metal. So we are now moving on to chapter 1, Forsaken City. Now, okay, we already have a problem. This is where things get exciting, because you see, we have to somehow get Medeline up here while avoiding the obvious path since this whole platform is made of metal. Grabbing the walls won't work because Medeline isn't wearing any gloves, so her phalanges are exposed. So we'll have to find another way around. At first, I tried cheesing it and standing on this little patch of snow here since it's clearly snow and not metal, but of course, her massive feet were too big, so that won't work. It was obvious to me that I needed to use my dash around here if I wanted to reach the ledge though, but sadly, I didn't have any way of saving my dash up to this point. I did, however, find that I can manage to barely grab this ledge up here, so maybe somehow that will help me. There we go, there we go. No, bro. Okay, interesting. Maybe if I can find a way to scale this wall without a dash, I might, oh, right, who am I kidding? That is not possible. Oh my, yeah, don't ask. I'm not sure how I did that either. I maybe just kind of had to teach myself how to corner jump to even do this. Oh, this is how we're starting. Okay. But hey, I pulled it off. Who cares if I took an hour and a half to do it? Whatever. At least I didn't cheat. Oh, that blue line? You want to know what that blue line is? You think I played the level normally to get to this point so I didn't have to do this stupid maneuver over and over again? Of course not. Who do you think I am? Dude, I don't know how I just did that. That was actually insane. Moving on, the next room was pretty easy, but the one after that took some thinking. Or rather, it took a lot of attempts. What ended up working was you'd wave dash to this wall, spam grab until you grab the wall under it, then slow fall and dash up to the other side. Oh, I got it. Oh. Dude, let's freaking go. This is so sick. Next, you'll need to dash up, then grab the left wall, jump onto the bridge, use the moving platform, then dash to the next room, which requires you to parkour in some stone, then dash up this little corridor. But now we've come across a room that's surely impossible. There is literally nowhere to go. Like, everything here is metal. That's snow. Let's go. That's snow, and I don't want to hear anything about it. Well, I guess that works. Technically, I did land on snow and not metal, so Medeline's dream is still alive. We'll use that same trick for this room, dash over all this, then a few rooms later, we'll come across another problem. And I'm not gonna act like there was only one solution for this, so I'll just show you the one that worked for me. There we go. There we go. Okay, that wasn't that bad. But with that, we are now on to the final room of chapter 1. And there's a lot of crap here, so I tried avoiding it entirely by going around the left side, but unfortunately I couldn't reach this little platform here, which means we're gonna have to maneuver our way through all of this. Oh. Okay, got it. But with this, chapter 1 is complete. So now we're on to chapter 2, which fortunately for us didn't have any metal. Chapter 3. Yeah, so the only metal here I found was this collapsed elevator, so let's see how difficult this will be. I actually found metal. All right, well, let's see if I can get around this. Wow, look at that. What do you know? Oh, that easiest chapter of all time. All right, surely chapter 4 will prove to be more of a challenge. Okay, whoa, that was metal. I don't think I touched that. As you can see, you're forced to touch the gondola due to a cutscene. But of course, I was not going to let that slide. So I had to use a little trick up my sleeve. Maybe I can get up here, go from top. Skip cutscene. Okay. Wait, I wasn't touching anything. Skip. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, chapter 5. Wow. Okay, well, that's not good. Yeah, so I played through this chapter seeing how many times I touched literally anything, and by the end, I just figured that this whole video is cooked and I should scrap it all. So yeah, this is where the video ends. But wait, did you hear that? Hold on, editor me. Turn up the volume real quick. That doesn't sound like metal to me. Hold on just a second. It kind of sounds more like stone or maybe even brick. The run is saved! Once again, there was no metal to be found. Man, I like this challenge. But now, the hardest and most difficult chapter of them all. The chapter that strikes fear into the hearts of all average platformers around the world. The summit. Wait a minute, it can't be this easy. Like, what was the climax? The freaking elevator? Oh, there we go. The first few rooms were simple, just avoid the random bits of metal lying around. This room was a little more difficult, and at the top there's a sneaky little piece you had to jump over, but nothing too hard. Later we came across this room that was simple until you got to the screen transition. Climbing the wall here was fine since you're just touching snow, but as soon as you got to the next room, the walls would turn into metal. So I simply just neutral jumped so I'm in the middle of the walls when I transition into the next room. The next room being not super difficult, but rather kind of tricky. I need to somehow collect all 3 of these keys without touching the ground or the walls a single time. I mean, there's really no ground I can touch, but you know what I mean. I died a lot trying to figure this out, but instead of explaining exactly how I did it, I'll just let you watch and see what I was able to come up with. There. There we go. Woo! Let's freaking go. After that, it just took some precise gameplay to avoid touching anything metal. This bit was tricky, but not too difficult, which means it's time for the final boss of Celeste. The final 30 checkpoints. Is this gonna be possible? With the handicap I've given myself in Medaline, would our journey come to an abrupt end? No, there was just a bunch of snow and stuff.